right, it's Sunday fun day. It's Model A time. I'm glad you guys all like the gasser. Thank you for that. I've got a lot of parts here for that car. As you all know, and those that don't know, I have a 55 Chevy little four-door that I got off the second original owner, and this car is completely documented. I even have the original bill of sale for it. And that car is my driver, and it's sitting up front. So because I had that car, I always gathered a lot of parts up for it. So I've got mint front fenders, a good hood, a chunk lid, rockers, I've got grills and bumpers, I got all sorts of shit. So I'm going to gather up other cool parts and pieces, like, you know, some cool period correct gauges to put up on the dash and stuff like that. But that's going to be our fall project. So in the meantime, we're going to continue on with the Model A. So let's take a look what's going on this day. So if you all remember, he had no floors here. So what I've started doing is I started cleaning up the frame rails, because it's all got this, well, I don't know if you can see it here, but it's all got undercoating on it. So obviously when you go to weld to undercoating, that just makes a hell of a mess. So I'm taking that off, because I'm going to start by putting my first piece of flooring in. He had plywood in here, and see there, when you'd open the deck lid up, you'd look down in there. I've tacked on this angle iron right here. I'm going to have the metal come right over to that. And I'm not worried about that. It's going to strengthen it up there, and it's just what I'm going to do. It's what I thought I want to do. So I'm going to do that. And then, like I was saying, I might build something here, because I'm going to upholster the trunk. So I might build something here and have pocket doors and have something so when you go in here you can store shit. But I don't know. One step at a time. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start by putting the flooring in. So I went and got myself some metal here. I've already cut the first piece out. The holes that you see is where I'm going to plug weld it to the body, to the frame that's part of the body. And the bigger holes, one right there, one right there, that's actually the rear mounts. That's cut out for around where my deck lid latch is. So I'm going to start with that and go from there. So that is the plan today. Not too much going on, just to play with the floors, and we'll take it from there. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so I've started plug welding this in. See, anywhere you see a spot, that's where I had the holes were drilled, and I plugged welded it onto, like I said, this frame structure, which is part of the body. I left my angle iron on the side here, kind of welded it up there. I'm going to seam seal the rest of it. That's good enough. Made sure I kept it cool with my air, so I wouldn't warp anything out there, a little bit at a time. And then, of course, I plug welded it all across the rear brace. So that's looking good. That's looking real good. It's pretty solid. I got a couple more holes I got to drill, plug weld it there, and then you can see, like, there's no, that's just right here. I got a little bit of bounce, but I haven't drilled the holes there. I forgot about those ones. Get that, but we got no bounce over here. It'll be solid. So, and then I think I'm going to go, I don't have a lot of metal here today. You know, I'm building this old school, so I'm using what I got around the shop. That's what Hot Run's about for me. So this is 16 gauge, if you're wondering. Usually when I'm doing sheet metal repairs on cars, when you're watching my other videos for customers or for myself, 18 gauge is what I'm using. The floor here, I'm using 16 gauge. I feel it's plenty strong. It's going to be good enough. Some people might maybe want to go 14. I don't know, 16. At least I can work with it on my machines, you know, my rollers and that. The 16, that is. The 14 gauge, I can't do nothing with it on my stuff. It's too thick. So yeah, I do have one more piece laying here on the floor. That piece right there, which might just work. It might just work to fit in here on the frame where it kicks down. I'm hoping that'll work there. And then from there, I can go a nice solid piece up in there. So we'll find out here. I also took all these Allen head bolts he had all up in, because like I said, I didn't build the car. They were all up in here. I got rid of those. I would imagine maybe at one point, the way he's got it, he was going to put fenders on. He didn't want to lose the holes. So he filled them with a nice, you know, I mean, these are nice. They're a button head bolt. They are nice. We use them on some customer vehicles and stainless for making stuff nice. The only thing I never like about Allen head, though, is that it only takes a slight too tight, you know, of it, and you strip it. It's already almost round to begin with, you know, where the Allen bolt goes, or I mean, the Allen wrench goes. So, you know, I don't like that much about them, but they are a nice looking bolt. So we'll see what we're going to do here. Like I said, I am going to be running bob fenders on the back, just like American Graffiti. So I think my plan is I'm going to weld nuts in there, or just use a nut insert thing, but I'm probably going to weld them in, and then they'll be there, and then I can take the fenders on or off. That's that's what I kind of like. So, but I haven't got the fenders yet. I'm waiting, so we'll see what happens. But we'll continue on here. I think I'm going to cut and get this next piece kind of fitted and ready, and the holes drilled to see if it'll fit in there, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this piece of metal I got is going to work out good. I had to trim it up in the corners here. And what's going to go on there is that somebody, in here, somebody's put this, not a very good job, but anyway, they put this channel over top. I'm going to re-weld that and clean that up a bit. And they've done it over there too. I'm going to leave it though because it's working, it's solid. I'm just going to do some better welds, get all the undercoating off and fix that up. So the reason I notched this out was when this metal goes in here, it has to notch out just to go around this thing because I want the metal to sit level on this rail. I don't want it sitting up here and then bending down here, so I notched it there. But before we start putting this piece in, I had to go dig around out back. And I got a piece here. We got a piece of tubing, 1 inch by 2 inch tubing. This is good because this is going to strengthen this car. You know, these Model A's, I always think to myself, they're fun, they're cool, they're fast, depending how you build them. But if you ever get in an accident with one of these things, holy fuck, did this fold up like a sardine can. So I don't have a problem putting some extra metal in this thing. And what I need to do with this is because this floor is going to attach to this piece. I've kind of got this centered on here. That was my game plan from the beginning. So now this piece will come along, join onto there, but it has to have something to join onto. So this is roughly going to go in. I'll just hold it here, give you an idea. It's going to go like that. What's going to happen is this next piece of metal we're putting in is going to come to the center. Then our next piece can attach to this and then come all the way through on all our original braces you see here. So this is what's next, is getting this piece in. And like I say, I do not mind at all a little extra metal. If it's going to make it a little more solid, I'm happy with that. So that is where we're going to go right now. Okay, so I've welded that piece in, across there. Now, just so you guys know, a lot of times I'm not mentioning this because I'm just assuming you're watching this and you build cars and you know what's going on. I don't ever lay metal down on top of bare metal. I'm using my, where did it go here? I'm using my weld-through primer. I put that anywhere because once you put, oh, here we go. You can see I've drilled the holes out for this piece. I'm going to spot weld on. But once you put this on top of that piece right there, you sandwich bare metal together. So I do use the zinc primer and put on there because it's weld through. You can weld right through it and it works out really good. So anyway, that brace is in. I drilled out all my holes where I'm going to plug weld it to the frame rails, and that's the next plan. We're going to put that in. And I wish I had more steel. Maybe I'll do some looking around, see what I can't find, because this is just going way too quick today, I think. Anyway, let's see what else I can do here. We'll get this in and we'll get right back. Okay, so I've got this piece in. Happy with that. Turned out really good. Absolutely no oil canning, solid all the way. All right, plug welded it to this piece. Now the next one will come on from there. Plug welded it across there, plus welded it solid. So that's almost like one big piece of floor now. So I'm happy with that. What I got to fix up next, what I got to do here next is we come around here. You can see this side here is fitting nice and flush to this. I put a little arrow here. I didn't quite cut this properly. Cut it out a little too much. So that's the nice thing of metal. Just cut myself another piece right now and fit it in here and make it work. Weld it in. Take care of that so we're not getting no shit coming up through there. So that's my next chore. Then that way there I know the back is kind of done. So let me get this out of the way. Here's how we're looking so far. We're happy with that. And I was going to show you guys something else before I forget, because the day is ending quick here. So I've got my dash in full first primer, Bodywork roughed in and primer here. I should say Sean has for me, of course, not me. So there's the dash. I've got the hole cut out for the headlight switch. Now some people said, oh, I was thinking about putting it down here and pulling it, and someone said, well, if you do that, your knee could hit it and turn it on and off. But actually, your knee would never hit it because you're so far back in this car. You know, maybe your leg would if you're, you know, flopping your leg around like a fish or something. But it was a good point. It was a good point. But anyway, at the end of the day, I decided just to put it here. I wanted it here. Still haven't got what I'm going to be putting here. What I'm putting there is, it's not as fancy or crazy as what you think it's going to be. It's just something, a little detail. But anyway, so there's the dash. She's in first primer. She'll get a block. Then she'll go in final primer, but not right now. We'll leave it in first primer so I can still play with it, fit it in the car. That way there, if I scratch it or want to change something, it doesn't matter. Window moldings for the rear windows. They're all done. Bodywork and in first primer. And the glove box door is all done. So that's nice. So those pieces are over with, so we're getting there. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do now is go fix that corner piece. Yeah, Model T's still here. Owner will be coming for that this week coming up. But anyway, I'm going to fix this corner piece now and see how much time we got left in the day. Plus, I don't believe I have any metal for there. I had this metal here. I'll do some digging in my room. If I got a piece, maybe I can continue on, but it is getting late here. So let's figure this out and get this fixed. All right, we made the little piece that needed to go in there. That's better. And then the day's pretty much to an end. But what I did was, if you noticed earlier, I took out the 40 Pontiac taillights. It had 1940 Pontiac lights, and they're cool. I like them. I don't hate them or nothing. But it just wasn't what I was after, so of course I went for the 41 to 48 Chevy taillights like American Graffiti had, and I didn't do it because of American Graffiti actually on this. I just like this light better than the Pontiac light. I guess the reason I like it so much is I see how, for me, I can't explain it, but I envision things and look at things. The car's rounded, but yet it's kind of square too, you know what I'm saying? That light is rounded, but kind of squared off. It kind of matches this whole back panel, where these are just completely too round, right? You know what I'm saying? If it makes any sense. So anyway, I dug one out. Obviously welded up this piece. Had to do a little bit of, if this was that one, had to do just a little bit of cutting like that, and drill 2 new holes, so this light would go in there. And then I welded up these 2 holes, and like I say, and I welded that, and away we go. And I love exactly where it's sitting at. It's perfect. So that's good. So we'll get the measurements. We'll do that one next time, because today is over. Sunday fun day is over. I'm almost out of welding gas. I'm out of metal. I had a huge Christmas party here last night with all my friends and that, and it was a great time. So I never got to bed till like 1:30 in the morning, I think, something like that. And I've been up and out here since 9:30, and well, it's 4:30 now. And I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to tidy up a bit and get in the house early today. So Sunday fun day lost an hour of time, but that's okay. So there we go. The Model A is coming along nicely. Hopefully what we'll do on next Sunday is maybe we'll work some more on the floor, and then we can get our seat in position where we want it, because we're going to move it back, our original seat, like we discussed. And then we can try and fit our gas tank back in there. That's the plan for next Sunday fun day. Okay, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. Give me a big hell yeah if you like what you see, what's going on here. See ya.